Records of the Unknown, Operation Latency, contains horror elements that may be disturbing to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
November 18th, 1952, 4:30 p.m. Corporal Adams and the sheriff have both begun running off into the woods, chasing something that they've seen, presumably the sniper. Agent Bellamy checks in with you, then turns and starts wandering off. It is just you, Dr. Kent, standing around this dead body as you look down at the jaw laying by itself in the snow.
Terribly sorry, Dr. Kent, but could you help me to return Lucas to the truck? We'd like to get him back to town as well.
Right, yes, we can get right on that. Would you grab that jaw?
Yes, I was getting right on that.
Okay.
So yeah, I will, if I have any sort of like cloth or handkerchief, I want to pick up the jaw and wrap it in that. We mentioned, I think it was mentioned that he had the satchel from Agent Bellamy, her bag, which had the evidence in it, which Dr. Steele looks in there, and anything we had collected is gone, right?
Yes.
Very frustrated, from these setbacks, clenching his fist, he'll collect the satchel as well. With the wrapped jaw, he'll keep it in that for now, but he's keeping the satchel with him.
So, Dr. Steele, as you reach down to grab Miss Bellamy's satchel, it's still empty. All the evidence has been taken away. And then you reach with your cloth to grab this jaw, and as you pick it up, it breaks in half from the damage that had been done to it. And now you're holding two pieces, both mirrors of each other. And as you're looking at these two pieces of this jaw in your hand, I'd like you to make a power check.
That is a 50 under 75.
As you look down at the dead body, this jaw in your hand, you hear behind you a quick and forceful knocking. And as you look back, the burning house isn't there. Instead, what's there is just a door, standing solitarily. But it's a door you recognize. It's the door, the front door, of the house you grew up in.
What in the blazes? I look around, trying to glance around for anything else in my environment. What I had just seen previously and not just the door.
Everything around you is getting very quiet. Peter seems to be doing something, but you're having trouble even paying attention to him. To the point then you look away and look back and he's not there. It's just you and this door. As there's another knock, knock, knock.
Not sure what's calling, but Dr. Steele will approach the door.
As you begin approaching the door, you take your first step forward, and now you're walking down stairs. A flight of stairs. You've been hastily dressed as you're going down these stairs as air sirens begin to go off. You're able to look at the door and see the windows around the door. You're seeing spotlights all through the air in London, England. And there's a louder knocking on the door.
Dr. Steele pulling on his kind of jacket, coming to the door. I'm coming. The doctor will be with you soon. Going to the door. And again, like as I get close to the door, like seeing through the glass, all I see is spotlights. I don't really see any figures outside.
As you're looking out and you're seeing the spotlights, the windows are set up where you can't see the other side of the door, but you see it looks like an explosion a few miles off.
I will pull the door open slightly to try and speak to whoever is knocking outside.
As you open the door, 4 figures very forcefully and quickly start moving in, carrying the 5th figure between each of them. One of them kind of starts shooing the others into another room in your house and stops and looks at you and goes, Dr. Steele? Are you Dr. Steele?
Yes, I am Dr. Steele.
I'm Special Agent Townhouse. We need your assistance.
Yeah, certainly, right this way.
You can do surgery. You can operate here. Yes?
I have just some rudimentary equipment, but I can, yes.
Yes. We need your help. This man needs assistance. We need you to help get it out of him.
Very well. Get what about him? Where's the injury?
And this man closes the door and locks it. We don't have a lot of time. We need you to get back here. We'll walk you through it. We've done it before, but we don't have our man anymore.
I've performed surgeries many times. I'm not sure. Where's the injury?
I don't know how to describe it, doctor. Do you have a weapon?
I have some blades. Yes, let me. Right over here. And I'll open up a small case I have. Small, padlock just to keep it, secure, and then produce my simple, small pistol.
You might need that.
What kind of injury did this man suffer?
Doctor, I'm not going to dance around this, sir. I'm real sorry about the door I've just opened for you. We need your help. Something you've never seen before is inside this man, and we need you to get it out. Now, he has a chance to live, but he doesn't have much time.
Well, then we must take that chance. So he'll go to where the others took him, to where he's set up right now. I imagine it being just a house, there's just a dining table. They cleared that off, whatever he's on that.
Yes, they've cleared off a dining table. They've got the man held down, and he is convulsing, shaking out. There's some sort of screeching coming out of his throat. There's little thin, visceral dagger-like talons start kind of peeking out of his mouth, and they grab a little mallet-looking device and start pushing it into the man's mouth like they're trying to keep it down. And then you hear a thud upstairs. Now, your children, your wife, they're in the States right now, away from the Blitz. There's no one else in your house.
I'm sorry, Agent Townhouse. I have no other family here. I'm not sure if you heard that.
Heard what?
This woman right over here. What? Where's the injury?
As you're looking at this man, they pull open his shirt, and his skin is just popping in different spots as it feels like something is pushing against his bones and his skin. It's inside, man. And he kind of gives you a quick kind of rundown of what he needs you to do and how to get this thing out safely. It's attached here and here. If it gets out, it's going to break those points, and this man is not going to live. We need those parts severed.
Very well. Okay, so we'll make incisions here and here. And he goes to start trying to help.
And they're trying to hold him down. As you're starting to make these incisions and work, you hear a skittering out in your foyer. Back where you just came from.
I'm sorry, Agent Townhouse, are you sure you were not followed?
Followed by what? What would follow us here? We just got this man.
I don't know, but I don't know where you produced this man. I heard something in the foyer, but I cannot very well leave this man's side right now.
Jack, go check it out. And one of the men lets go and starts running out.
Dr. Steele will proceed with the operation. I'm very sorry for this, sir, but this is going to hurt.
Just do it. Ah! You begin the operation. You're going to make a surgery roll?
80 over 70.
Dr. Steele, as you are opening up his vertebrae, you are getting ready to make the last incision you need to make. But then something plunges into your hand, sending your knife off, and then blood just starts squirting everywhere. And then Townhouse looks down and he's like, I'm sorry. We tried our best. We didn't have a lot of time. And then he shoots the man in the head. and then just starts blasting away in the stomach and chest.
No. Surely we could have stopped. What is the meaning of this?
It's too late. It's all too late now. The bombs are coming. We gotta get down. You got a bunker?
We have a small shelter. Yes, right this way.
Alright, that'll keep us safe from the bombs. Let's hope it keeps us safe from the Kraut's other weapons.
Yes, right.
They start running out the direction you pointed them to. Just cross through the foyer. As they're all running through the foyer and you're trailing behind them, as you come out into the foyer, you don't see anyone. But the bars that make up the railing of your staircase that you came down, on the other end of it, you see something in there. Long, spindly fingers are clutching onto the railings, and something short is looking at you through it with large, bulbous eyes. And you start just hearing this whispering quietly in your head. And you see light start coming through your window as everything begins to shake and part of your second floor begins crashing down as if a bomb just went off. You are standing inside of Bunsen's burning building. The snow is drifting in. You hear Peter yelling for you outside, and everything goes black. Agent Bellamy, you've begun moving into the forest alone, towards the sound of the engine, the revving you've heard, that you've never heard before these last 2 days. And you begin wandering out into the forest, through the snow, this drift that keeps coming and coming. Would you make me a power check?
I suppose. 85 over 50.
As you begin to keep following this figure, you had thought had gone this way, and the noise that you knew and know is right over here. You begin to keep walking, and you're coming up to a clearing. Can you roll intelligence for me?
18 under 60.
As you come out into this clearing, you stop at the tree line. It feels a little warmer over here than before. In front of you is a thing. Something you can't quite focus on, something you can't quite make out the shape of, but you know it's a circle. It has to be. And you keep trying to look at it, and you're struggling, and you think you see a figure below it, but your eyes keep going cross. They keep going all over. They don't want to look. Something feels wrong. And you hear right behind you heavy breathing. And then you hear slight whispering in your head as lights begin to flash in front of you. Your mind being invaded with images. You see death. You see war. Swastikas. Fungus overgrowing, spreading. Butterflies flying over the fields. A knife plunging into the top of the earth, fracturing it into pieces. You see a man made of snakes, offering a gift to the lights. And you hear these words in your head. The experiment is loose. Failure. And then you awaken from a dream From the nightmare you've been living these last few days, you awaken for the first time. It's warm and very soft. You're surrounded in blankets. And as you're coming out of this euphoric state, this lucidity overtaking you again, you realize it's not blankets, it's snow. It's not cold at all. You're not wearing anything. And you're in the middle of the woods with feet of snow around you. And the sun is out. Corporal Adams, you and the sheriff have begun running off towards you where you believe the sniper rests. As you begin running forward, another gunshot. A bullet whizzes right past the sheriff, putting a hole in his jacket, but not even touching his flesh. The sheriff then ducks behind a tree.
I will also take cover.
As you both take cover, the sheriff turns, looks at you, and says, "All right, soldier boy, what do we do now?"
Did you happen to see where that shot came from?
Same direction from before.
All right. Stay low. I'm going to peek around, see if I can catch a glint on the scope or something. And I'm going to do just that.
Give a skill you might want to roll, like stealth or something like that. Why don't you go ahead and roll your alertness.
Big money. That's 24 under 70.
You look out and you see this figure off in the distance moving more west.
Does it look like he's carrying a gun, or is he too far away for me to really see that?
It looks like he's carrying something for sure. You can probably make the safe assumption with what you can see that it is a weapon.
Okay. How far away is he from me exactly? Approximately, as much as I can tell.
He is about 2,100 feet away from you or so.
I believe that is out of range for me to return fire. Yes, it is. I'll duck back behind a tree probably that I'm hiding behind. There's like somebody running west. Looks like he's got a gun. So long as he's moving, he can't return fire on us reliably. So stay low, as low as you can. Let's keep moving.
Right, let's go. And he arcs off to put more distance between you and him as you're both arcing around, flanking around this sniper. As you're moving in just for a little bit, the sheriff's out of your sight. You hear another bang.
Not coming from the guy that we're pursuing?
Coming from the man who you are going after. And you hear the sheriff yell out.
Can I see the sheriff, or...
As you continue moving around the ridge, you do see him. He is clutching his shoulder, his back to a tree.
You alright, Sheriff?
I'll live.
Get some pressure on that.
I'll do my best.
I'm going to keep moving, staying low, ducking behind cover when possible.
With your alertness, as you're moving between these rocks and this tree ahead of you, you see the sniper aimed right at you. But then you hear several quick shots from a handgun as the sheriff looks out from the tree and opens fire kind of wildly, but making the sniper pull back for a second, allowing your safety.
Hit my back to the tree. Thanks, Sheriff. I owe you one.
I'm doing what I can. At this point, I'd say you are within 100 meters of this man. You're starting to see him as much as you can, just like yourself and the sheriff, very bundled up. There's not a lot you can see, but he is moving quickly and very clearly has some sort of rifle in his hands.
I'm going to take a shot.
All right. Go ahead and make the shot with I'll have him roll dodge for taking cover.
Closer than I'd like. 71 under 80.
As you take the shot, The man is right in your scope for your eyes, and as you take the shot, he's just not there. Presumably he just moved too quickly below the rock he's using as cover. You take off a chunk of the rock. The man gets back out from the rock and starts taking aim at you.
Okay.
Would you roll dodge?
I would. 7 under 50.
As you move to your next cover and the shot is ringing right across your back, the skin is peeled as a bullet grazes but peels the skin. You take 2 points of damage. And you're able to safely make it to more cover.
So any opportunity for me to return fire?
Yes, you can return fire.
79 under 80.
Sorry, will you roll a d12?
Yes, I will. That's a 12.
The shot rings out, and as you look to see what happened with your shot, you don't see the man, but you see a splattering of blood all over the cover. And if you wait just a second or two, you don't see him popping out like he's been popping out.
I'll turn back to the sheriff. I think I got him, Sheriff.
Good. Make sure. Find out who that was.
You alright? You need...
I'll be fine. Get this taken care of.
I'll nod and then try to head out to see where I saw the man. See what I can see.
Will you roll a luck check for me?
Sure. 17.
As you come across the rock that he's hiding behind, you peek over, and what you see is some steam coming up. Or seems like steam, and it smells awful, like burning hair, like a bit of meat. As you look and you see where you blew off a portion of his mouth is just missing, but from the spot where you hit, where his teeth are missing, acid is pouring in and his face is dissolving. You would recognize this as something more intense than what you're used to, but with your background and the things you've experienced, it's very similar to a cyanide capsule that you must have triggered. But to a much larger extent, this man's face is melting away inside of his cloak. His jacket, is also being eaten away by whatever this is. And as you're staring at this, you hear a twig snap 15 feet to your north. And as you look up, there's a man standing there, looking at what's happening. You can see his eyes just kind of very wide, and he had a log in his hand. And he drops the log and puts his hands up. And he goes, "Don't shoot. I am unarmed. I was coming to help."
I'll lower my gun. I'm not going to shoot you.
I heard the gunshots, and I saw the man, and I was going to help you.
Do you know who this man is?
I think so.
And who are you?
I am Johann Henson. Dr. Henson.
Dr. Henson.
You're one of the CIA agents, yes?
Correct.
I spoke to your friend, the doctor.
You spoke to Dr. Steele?
At the funeral.
I see. It's alright. You can put your hands down. I'm not going to hurt you.
Thank you. You must understand my caution.
It's understandable, yeah.
You fight like a soldier.
It's because I am one.
I see.
Do you know what's I hit him, but I don't know what's going on with all of this.
Yes, I've seen such a thing. I don't know how to describe.
I've seen something similar with cyanide, but nothing like this.
Yes. There is a lot of new developments here. Perhaps we could talk somewhere safe.
Yeah.
My cabin is nearby. But perhaps you would like somewhere of your own choosing.
I'm not opposed to the cabin, however, the sheriff is wounded, and I kind of gesture back. He's gonna need some help. You're a doctor?
Yes. Yeah, not that kind of doctor, though.
Oh.
But where is, Head Dr. Steele?
He's over at, Miss Bunson's house and her lab where she was doing her research. Are you familiar with Miss Bunson?
Yeah, Vermison Bunsen. I'm aware of her. I know her. We've spoken. Is she with you?
No. No, she's not. We were there at her lab investigating. That I left Dr. Steele there.
Her lab? Is that a fire?
Yeah, that's where the fire is. We don't know who set that.
Oh, no.
Maybe this man, and I gesture to the corpse.
It is quite possible.
You said you think you might know who this is.
I don't know his name, but I might know who he's working with. I do not know if there are more of them. Could we please...
Yeah. I need to go get the sheriff. If
Yes.
you've got something that maybe can help treat a wound, some bandages or something.
In the cabin, but the cabin is a few miles away.
Oh, it's far.
Yes, we kept ourselves out of the town and away from them as well.
Them?
Them, he motions to the body. Yes, we are not the only foreigners here.
Are you saying this man is working for the Russians?
Oh, no, not the Russians. There are Russians here, yes. There are Germans here as well, like myself. No, he's of American, I believe.
American?
Yes, I will explain later.
Understood.
I will go with you.
Yeah, come with me,
Yes.
and then we can talk.
So the two of you move over to the sheriff. And the sheriff is still clutching and looks up and goes, Is that Johan? Johan, is that you? Yeah, it's me. I didn't realize we were that close to your place. Oh, no, not that close. I was out. We're here to help you. Yes?
Yeah, he said that he heard the shots, so he came to help.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we need to get you somewhere, Sheriff.
We get
Maybe
back to the doctor.
Back to Dr. Steele. He might be able to help you.
Okay. Let's go. And the two of you begin to approach back to the burning house. It's still burning. And you see Peter standing outside of the burning house yelling, Doctor, please, you need to get out of there. What are you doing in there? Doctor.
Where's Dr. Steele?
He's in the house. Corporal, you're standing outside the burning building, the four of you looking in, and you're hearing Dr. Kent yelling, Doctor, please, you need to get out of there. Doctor.
Dr. Steele?
Dr. Steele, you are standing in the flames, and you're staring at this painting of an ink blot that looks, well, you would describe it as some sort of growth, expanding in ways that feel unnatural. And as it's doing that, if you're seeing the painting reaching out from its painting with flames carrying it. I need you to roll me a sanity check.
4.
You take 2 points of sanity damage.
Very much take in my surroundings being the burning house. So looking at this picture of the ink blot on the wall, is it like a framed piece of paper? Is it on its own, or is it like painted on the wall? Or
It is a framed piece of paper. As it's sitting there and the fire continues to go, it falls off the nail and just kind of lands on the mantle underneath it. As you're looking at it, the growth is still like expanding outward.
I would like to try and grab the frame to take it with me. I'm not sure what the situation is with the fire.
The fire is all around you. You feel like you might be able to make it there. The smoke, though, is everywhere.
Yeah.
Can you roll a luck check?
Ooh, 92.
As you reach out and you grab the ink blot, you hear the yelling outside, and you turn to look as the floorboards below you give out, and you fall about 10 feet into the basement, and you take 1 point of damage. Would you roll a dodge check for me as well?
39 under 50.
All right, as you land, you're kind of able to look up for a second as you see flaming boards coming down on you, and you're able to roll right out of the way of all of them. Because you're now in this basement. And as you roll, it feels soft, the ground. And you see all over this growth of fungus in the basement. And you're looking over, and there is a cellar door that leads outside of the house. Anything else that was down here looks like it has just burned to the point of unrecognizability.
In me falling, the picture didn't fall with me. That was still up on the...
You have the picture in your hands.
I will try and stick it underneath my coat, and I'll just yell out, the cellar door! To the cellar doors! And I will try to make my way over there if I can reach it.
You hear the doctor yell out from inside.
I book it straight over there.
You run over to the cellar door. It just kind of goes into the ground, but it is locked.
I shoot the lock.
Doctor, as you're moving up to the door, you hear a loud bang, and you hear like a chain kind of loosening, and the door throws open.
I put my hand out to like pull him out.
Yeah, I take his hand as I get out of the cellar, just coughing from smoke inhalation.
Head doctor, you're okay?
I think so. And I will take stock, like if I'm burned or anything.
Wunderbar. Your clothes are pretty fine. You took some damage from the fall, but you feel pretty good for having walked into a blazing house. Dr. Kent comes up to you and is like, "What were you thinking? Why did you go in there?"
I thought I saw something. Wasn't sure if something was hiding in there. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You just dropped this man and went in there. I don't understand what you did. Why?
Well, don't entirely understand it either, but I heard something calling in there. But we can discuss this later. So let's see, Corporal Adams is here.
Corporal Adams is here. Dr. Henson is also here.
Yes, so as you're looking around, you recognize Dr. Kent and Corporal Adams, and you recognize, now that he's close to you, Dr. Johann Henson, who you met at the funeral.
The sheriff is also here, correct?
And the sheriff is clutching a bullet wound in his side.
Has anyone seen Agent Bellamy?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
After you left, she wandered off in a different direction.
She wandered off?
Yes.
I told you guys to stick together.
Well, she just sort of left us.
Apparently something happened for me the same way. I'm not sure. Sorry about that, Peter.
What?
Sheriff, are you okay? Do you need help with the wound?
I just need some first aid on it. It's not too bad, but it will be if it's not looked at too much. The shooter is dead, by the way.
I look at Corporal Adams.
I nod grimly at him.
Were you able to recover the body?
No, we didn't. Things were moving quickly, and we needed to get the sheriff medical attention.
Understandable.
I don't know how much use it would have been. It was mostly melted.
We can discuss this later.
Yeah.
Let's, if we're all here, I don't know if we should wait for Bellamy or not.
If she's out in this weather without a way to get back to somewhere safe, she's going to freeze to death.
I agree.
Yeah, it is very cold.
Dr. Johann, how did you get out here?
Oh, well, I was out, and I heard the gunshots, so I ran over to help. But by the time I got there, he had already killed the man. If you have radio, I could call my friends, and they could look in the forest for your friend.
Sheriff, do you have a radio?
Yeah, I've got one.
I'm not sure who would respond back in town at this point.
Is not the deputy?
I look back over to the truck. I don't know where he's at.
He's just in the snow, not quite to the trunk, where you presumably just dropped him and started walking away. Oh, I see. Let me call my friends.
You need tended to, Sheriff, and I'm sure Peter Kent might be able to help you with that. I do feel like some of us need to get back to town, but I would hate for us to just leave without Agent Bellamy having a way to return as well.
Which way did she go?
Well, when we all split up at that spot, she went wandering off, and I point kind of off into the woods.
It was
direction.
starting east like you were going, northeast, but she curved a little more straight east, perhaps even to the south a bit.
Corporal Adams kind of just swears under his breath. She could be anywhere.
Isn't that the direction of Haverfield Farm?
No. Haverfield's west, closer to town.
Who is... I'm sorry, but does anyone live further out east from here?
No one I can think of this close. My cabin is up north. I don't know of anything that is that way.
If we go over to where we had met and she wandered off, can we see tracks that she left behind, or are they pretty well snowed over already?
You could still see them.
So we might be able to track her down.
Because the snow is deep enough that it's a lot of just kind of lines where her feet would have walked through.
Okay.
I hate to be too crass here, but Bellamy hasn't garnered a lot of sympathy from me tonight. I'd rather go home and see if she finds her way home.
I certainly understand, Sheriff. I know it's been a rough first day for us to be here. My only concern is with the weather as it is and night's coming.
Sheriff, could I speak to Dr. Steele in private for just a moment, please?
I'm not going anywhere, so you're welcome to step away. I'll tend to the sheriff.
Yes.
As Dr. Kent's like, Johann, help me out here.
So I'll kind of lead Dr. Steele just within eyesight, but not within earshot of the rest of them. Did she say why she...
She seemed to have gotten some hunch. I think she heard something, but I didn't notice anything at the time.
A similar hunch that would lead a man to run into a burning building?
I don't think she would have the same hunch as me. Maybe something similar, but
yeah,
not the same experience.
Well, listen, I'm not going to leave a man behind, woman behind, whatever.
I agree with you on that. I definitely do not want to just leave her out here to fend for herself.
But the sheriff isn't going to stick around. That's clear.
That's why I'm thinking Dr. Johann, if he can get his compatriots out here, they might be able to get back to town and at least leave us with a ride. So if we can find Bellamy, then we can also get out of here.
I think that's our best bet. If not, we might just have to let them go, because I'm not going to leave her out here by herself.
Yes, yeah.
If you want to go back to town, that's fine. I'm used to these conditions. I did a lot of time in mountains in Europe, so it's a little colder than that, but
I suppose that'd be an option. But I also am concerned, before you ran off after the sheriff, I understood that, but it'd be, I'm not sure where Bellamy went, and then you following after her, I'm not sure if you would be able to find her again either.
Well, I'm not sure what options we have.
Right.
As you guys are discussing this, the sheriff kind of sighs and rolls his eyes a bit, and he kind of looks over to you guys, and he's like, hey, if we get back to town, it'll be a lot easier for you to search. We've got some snow vehicles you guys can take. The snow's getting too thick for this truck if we wait much longer.
We've got snowmobiles.
He looks like he didn't want to offer it, but he did.
In that case, we'll start there.
All right.
Thank you, Sheriff.
It's my job.
I'm afraid your job might be a lot tougher tonight.
Yeah. Help me up. You all load up into the truck.
I imagine I'd let the sheriff, of course, be in the cab.
Yeah.
I'm okay with sitting in the back.
I'm okay with sitting in the back
elements,
too, but I
right?
could drive too, I guess.
Johann and Peter will sit in the back as well. You begin to start the car, and it struggles to start. And after a little bit of trying, it comes on. And you all begin to drive your way back to town. We look up to the stars. And we fade to black.
Thank you for listening to the Records of the Unknown Operation Latency. Records of the Unknown is an Atomic Broadcasting production. Delta Green is copyright of Arc Dreams Publishing. Operation Latency is not published or endorsed by Arc Dreams Publishing and is an original module created and run by Samuel Sarver. Our players are Nolan as Dr. Sylvester Steele and Harrel as Corporal Alexander Adams. Music in the show is from Monument Studios as well as various artists. If you enjoy the show, be sure to subscribe or follow the Atomic Broadcasting Network on your favorite listening platform. If you want to stay in touch, you can follow us on our socials listed in the description. Join the community in our Discord server to be notified of future uploads and join in on the conversation of what's to come. Don't forget to like, comment, and tell a friend. And as always, have an atomic time.
This is me tonight.
It's big brain time.
She tired and sassy.
Sassy.
That's what I said.
It
Sassy.
almost
I
sounded
said
like something
It was
else.
sassy.
I guess I'm outward today.
I'm tired and sassy. Sometimes Neros.